As it stands, no one knows how or when the Premier League season will end. Should games be played behind closed doors? Should the season end now and the current position stand? Or should the season be deemed void and we start again when we can? Or what about Football Manager 2020? Well, using the game, we've decided to simulate the 2019-20 campaign and see how the Premier League table turned out. Will we still have Liverpool's dominance, or will another team finish in top spot? Let's find out. But before we start, I've got another channel up and running called the Lexpo. I'm doing loads of Football Manager stuff from the new game, the old ones. I've got some fun little ideas planned out, so if you're into this kind of thing and need some more entertaining during isolation, check out Lexpo and smash the subscribe button. I'd love to get about 20,000 subs by the end of the month. So if you like what you see, please check out Lexpo using the link below. But back to today's video. 20th, Watford. In reality, they're currently outside the relegation zone on 27 points, but sadly Football Manager predicted relegation for the Hornets, finishing bottom of the league with 28 points. They only managed 34 goals all season, which seems to have been the problem, and now all the players are linked with moves away from Vicarage Road. Well, everyone except for Danny Welbeck, poor bloke. Watford did change their manager again during the season, replacing Nigel Pearson with Eusebio Di Francesco. As you already know, it didn't work. 19th, Crystal Palace. Well, this is a bit of a shock. Palace are going steady once again under Roy Hodgson, but FM20 has sent them down to the Championship for the first time since 2013. They even brought back Sam Allardyce to try and save them, and that didn't work. Wilfried Zaha couldn't save them either, and he's now a target for Wolves, Everton and Arsenal, so at least he might finally get his move away from Selhurst Park. 18th, Newcastle United. Well, this is awkward. The Magpies are on the brink of a takeover and becoming the richest club in the world, but FM20 is resigning them to relegation, slipping into the second tier by goal difference after winning just 33 points. There was a takeover at Newcastle, but it didn't make them flush with cash like the real one will. Christ, imagine if this actually happens. Newcastle get taken over by the Saudi sodding government and Steve Bruce still takes them down. I mean, it could happen. 17th, Aston Villa. Surviving by the skin of their teeth, Aston Villa fans will take this all day long considering they're currently rotting in the bottom three in reality, facing up to a reality of Jack Grealish leaving when the transfer window opens. But on our FM simulation they managed to survive on the final day, getting a draw while Newcastle lost, meaning Villa equalled them on 33 points but were able to survive because of their superior goal difference. This fake rivalry would be really booting off if this happened. 16th, Southampton. The Saints have survived, and they'll be playing Europa League football in the coming season, as amazingly they were able to win some silverware. They got their hands on the 2020 League Cup, rewriting the wrongs of 2017 against Man United. This time they played Norwich in the final, and Southampton came from 2-0 down to win it in extra time, Sofiane Boufal etching his name into the club's history books with the winner. 15th, Norwich City. They look dead to rights in the real world, rock bottom with a lowly 21 points. However, Football Manager predicts better times ahead for the Canaries and another season of Premier League football. 15th place is a damn good finish for them, but I'm not really sure how they did it. They ended the campaign with a run of 9 consecutive games without a win, including 8 straight defeats. But they were able to survive with 36 points, coming out on top of a tight relegation race. 14th, Sheffield United. The first club to survive with relative ease and reach the 40-point mark, Sheffield United have actually been underwhelming here if you think how well Chris Wilder's side have actually done. Where's the push for Europa League football? Shocking. Jack Rodwell was the reason they survived, playing 1 game and getting 1 assist. What a hero, build that man a statue outside of Bramall Lane. 13th, West Ham United. Considering they could go down this season, which would probably mean financial oblivion for the club, the Football Manager simulation has been kind to them. I mean, David Gould's even gone. The only negative is that David Moyes is still in charge, but you can't have everything in this world. Sebastian Haller is one of the league's top scorers with 14 goals, and at this point I know the game's far too unrealistic. 12th, Brighton. 47 points in a 12th place finish, this is Brighton's best season ever, and it came in a sodden computer game. The main reason for their success is a man we've barely seen in a Seagulls shirt, Alexis McAllister. The Argentinian midfielder scored 10 goals, whereas in reality he's only ever played 1 Premier League game. Maybe Graham Potter should take note. 11th, Leicester City. Other than Norwich staying up, this is the biggest shock so far. Champions League chasing Leicester didn't even finish in the top half, and a big reason might be because Jamie Vardy missed 3 months due to injury, but even still. It cost Brendan Rodgers his job, with Manuel Pellegrini replacing him at the King Power. 10th, Bournemouth. Football Manager has been a lot kinder to Bournemouth, a side who could very easily be relegated when the Premier League resumes. However, the simulation has them creeping into the top half, and that's mainly because of the goals of Callum Wilson. The England striker found the net 26 times to win himself the Premier League Golden Boot, pipping Alexandre Lacazette and Sergio Aguero at top spot. Good old plucky little Bournemouth there. 9th, Burnley. Football Manager 2020 in reality almost crossed paths here, as the Clarets are about where they are in the actual Premier League. They're currently 10th, but Footy Manager has them finishing even higher in 9th. But fortunately they avoided the Europa League, which nearly killed them a few years ago. Sean Dyche's men are still going strong, and they recorded famous victories over Arsenal, Chelsea and Spurs, ending the season with 55 points. 8th, Everton. An FA Cup exit to Liverpool and no League Cup progress either, this was a pretty typical season for the Toffees. Even though Carlo Ancelotti was in the dugout, Everton were unable to finish in European place, suggesting this Goodison project has a long way to go. Their player of the season was a shock, Alex Iwobi ending the year with 9 goals and 8 assists. Christ, this game's a load of bollocks. 7th, Wolves. On the face of it, Wolves finishing 7th is pretty ordinary, nothing to say here. But wait, Nuno isn't even the bloody manager anymore. The Wolves board sacked the Portuguese gaffer, and they're now managed by Luciano Spalletti. It seems like the Europa League cost Nuno his job, with poor form in and around European games leading to his demise. They didn't even win the Europa, losing in the first knockout round to Besiktas. João Moutinho and Raul Jimenez were the stars for Wolves, but one complete flop was Adama Traore. Obviously Football Manager don't believe in the hype. 6th, Manchester United. An odd season for the Red Devils, one that saw them finish outside the top 4 yet again, but actually make their return to the Champions League. Despite an awful league finish, Solskjaer won a trophy, beating Lyon in the Europa League final, meaning Manchester United will be in the 2020-21 Champions League. It's quite realistic really, Man United could easily finish 6th and they could easily win the Europa League, the reason being they've got Bruno Fernandes, who's a genius on the game as well. But even after all of this, Solskjaer is still odds on to lose his job. He's at the wheel still, but clinging on for dear life. 5th, Arsenal. Even on a computer game, the Gunners can't get into the Champions League. Mikel Arteta's men finished 5th with 67 points, a rather underwhelming 7 points adrift of the top 4. But then again, that's a lot better than the real world, considering they're in 9th. God, football's been gone so long that I forgot how badly Arsenal were doing. 4th, Tottenham Hotspur. Another team doing badly in the real world, Jose Mourinho's Tottenham are doing much better on Football Manager. Considering loads of the Spurs players and the manager have been breaking lockdown rules during the past month, maybe we should send them a copy of FM. The quicker they get addicted, the quicker they'll stop leaving the house like arseholes and the quicker we can get back to normality. If you ignore lockdown rules, you're an absolute bellend. But whatever you do not inject yourself with bleach. Anyway, back to Tottenham. They've been lucky here, as Harry Kane has been fit all season unlike in the real world, and that's probably why here they're 4th, and in reality they're 8th. 3rd, Manchester City. 3rd in the Premier League, no trophies, another Champions League exit in the quarterfinals, and a Pep Guardiola sacking. Yes, for the first time in his career, Pep Guardiola's been handed his P45. Poor bloke probably doesn't even know what that is. He's only known success in his management career, but Football Manager don't care. His City side got 78 points, 5 shy of the leaders, but that wasn't good enough for the City board, with Carlo Ancelotti the bookies' favourite to replace Pep. Poor Everton, they can't catch a break. 2nd, Chelsea. A fantastic season for Frank Lampard's Chelsea, but one that was also filled with heartbreak. Incredibly, they came 2nd, but were only 3 points off top. They reached the Europa League semis but were knocked out by eventual winners Manchester United, and they reached the FA Cup final, only to lose it to Liverpool. A bridesmaid season for Lampard, who's overachieved on Football Manager really, despite a strong first season in the real world at Stamford Bridge. And top spot goes to Liverpool. While they haven't done it at a canter, Liverpool have won the Premier League. Their wait is over, 30 years of hurt, Liverpool are champions of England once again. Jurgen Klopp's men have done it, recording 83 points, which is only one more than they currently have in the real world after 29 games. But Liverpool did more than just win the Premier League, they also won the FA Cup and made it back-to-back Champions League wins as well. Christ, if this happened in the real world, Liverpool fans would be absolutely unbearable right now. So there we have it, that's the 2019-20 Premier League table according to Football Manager 2020. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. If you're a fan of the video, please don't forget to check out our Expos. We've got loads of content just like this and more coming. But as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to HITC Sport. And until next time, we'll catch you around.